Hello again. Just read a rather interesting article. I wanted to make certain that my viewers and subscribers were aware of it. And this again is on World Net Daily Faith. As you may or may not know, on the 27th of April 2015, the Supreme Court is going to begin hearing arguments on gay marriage. The title of this article is Supreme Court Justices Warned to Leave Marriage Alone. And it starts off saying thousands of signers of a new marriage pledge, including leaders of Christian organizations representing millions, are warning the justices on the U.S. Supreme Court to leave marriage alone. No, quote, redefinition, end of quote. No, quote, gay marriage, end of quote. No, nothing. The article is most informative. I'd like you to take the time to read it. I don't need to turn it into a video. I think that enough people will want to learn more about it, so that we'll take the time to read what it contains. Personally, as I had said in a number of other previous messages that I posted on some of my videos, I think the Supreme Court is a joke. And if it wasn't a joke, we wouldn't be dealing with Obamacare. Justice Roberts capitulated for his own personal reasons. I believe it had to do with his children that he and his wife adopted from Ireland. And if you read the Irish law, Americans cannot adopt. No one other than Irish can adopt Irish citizen children. But that's a different story. And what we've got now is we've got the Supreme Court that I believe is tainted with people like Elena Kagan, who I believe is a lesbian. I don't know if that in fact is the case. That's just what I believe. And I don't know about Ruth Ginsburg. I don't know what she is or what she was, and nor do I really care. But as I have said in countless previous videos, if people follow the law, there is no gray. And what we have with this dysfunctional Supreme Court is quite often we have a tiebreaker. There shouldn't ever be a tiebreaker. If the justices all understand the law and if they follow the law, then what happens is you come out with either black or a white decision. That also applies to the Obamacare, which we expect to hear about relatively soon with respect to the state exchanges. The law that Obama forced on the American people is very clear. They wrote it that way intentionally to force states to open up their own exchanges. For those that didn't, their citizens were not entitled to receive any kind of subsidy. Yet they've all received subsidies. If those subsidies are taken away, Obamacare falls apart immediately. That's why I don't think the justices will rule on the terms and the words within the law. They're going to come out and in all probability tell us, well, we can't change this because if we change it, we'll take away insurance from millions of people. The reason that they waited as long as they did is to kick in the first phase of the mandate. Yeah, the employer mandate. And when the second phase kicks in, it's all over. But that's a different story. Read the article. Sign any petition that's presented to you to prevent this insanity. Marriage is between a man and a woman. The next thing, if this thing passes, we're going to have bestiality. It's already legal in a number of states, which is sickening. I don't know, folks. None of it looks real promising. We'll see. The Supreme Court's going to begin hearing those arguments again on Tuesday, the 27th of April. Read the article. Let me know what you think. I told you what I think, and I told you what a lot of Christians think.